We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And by our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and check them out at www.crowdplayapp.com for details. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cage My IQ. I'm your host, D-Bake. Today we will be previewing the PFL Week 2 matchups for welterweight and light heavyweight. And as you saw with Week 1, it was 4 upsets. So we can only imagine what's going to happen this week on this Thursday for PFL 2021. Well, let's get started with the first matchup on hand, which is a light heavyweight matchup between the defending champion Emiliano Sordi versus Chris Camazzi. As you know, Emiliano Sordi won the 2019 PFL for season for light heavyweight. Is very well known for his knockout power and his finishing rate, which set him up for success in 2019. And then he comes from Argentina. As for his opponent, Chris Camazzi, who is coming from the UFC, who had a nice small career in the UFC, floating around the mid-pack of the light heavyweight division. He is coming in as a signee for this year, where he's looking to make a name for himself, and where he wants to win hardware this time after not winning any in the UFC. He's coming in. He has come in on the media and said that he's going to be willing to do whatever it takes, putting himself in harm's way if he has to get those finishes, to get those 6 points, so he can guarantee himself a spot in the 4-man playoff. But he's going to have his hands full in the first round, considering that he's going up against the defending champion. In this matchup, I feel like the kickboxer Chris Camazzi is going to do well against Emiliano Sordi. But I just feel like at any point in time, Sordi will be able to connect on one of those heavy hands and be able to knock out Camazzi, and I predict that he's going to knock out Camazzi in the second round of this matchup and pick up those 6 points that he's going to need. That will more than likely be enough to move him on to the playoff round, even before getting to that second matchup and having to worry about that. So in this matchup, I got Emiliano Sordi winning by second round knockout. In the next matchup on the PFL card is a welterweight matchup between Gleison Tibet versus Zero Seferino. The reason there's no picture on here is because of it was a late 2-week shuffle due to the fact that Magomedov and Alexei Kunchenko were forced to withdraw from the PFL due to unknown reasons. Because of this, they were replaced by Gleison Tibet and Zaire Seferino, and they paired them up together for this Thursday's matchup. Magomed was the defending champion, so we will be having, for sure, a brand new PFL welterweight champion for 2021. But in this matchup, you see Tiba, who's well known for his UFC stint, which saw him beat a few guys, and then in his most well-known fight of that, he had a great matchup with Nick Diaz, where he was showing his takedown power and his ground and pound before retiring out and getting submitted by Nick Diaz. Whereas J.O. Seferino is coming in. He's coming in with a 4-fight win streak, where he is known for floating around UFC World Series of Fighting. And then in his last matchup, he won a PFL regular season fight before going into not fighting for the past 2 years due to COVID. I feel like Gleison Tibet will be the victor in this matchup due to the fact that he is the more fresher fighter He's fought in the UFC. He's fought a lot. He's been he was in the UFC for over 8 years, and then he has a 2-fight win streak of lately to his belt, where he has beaten guys like Will Brooks, who is a former lightweight champion in Bellator, and then a couple other guys. But I feel like he's going to pick the victory up. I don't think it's going to be by knockout submission. I feel like Gleason Tibau is going to win this by unanimous decision. But both fighters getting put in at the last second into a matchup together against each other, it's going to be hard for them to have so much knowledge on each other to game plan enough to have a very clear-cut fight game plan. So I feel like Tebow is going to go to his wrestling style, ground and pound, and then just wear out Ceferino, and then pick up the 3-round unanimous decision victory and get the 3 points in this matchup. And the third fight on the PFL Week 2 card, we got a matchup between defending champion Ray Cooper III going up against Jason Poney, who was brought in as a replacement to fight Ray Cooper III. As you know, Ray Cooper, in his first season of PFL, he made it to the finals of the tournament before losing, and then in 2019 he dominated the tournament to win the welterweight tournament by beating Jake Cheers twice in the regular season and in the playoffs. And as you know, he has finish power, where he's won 6 of his last 7 fights by knockout or submission. And with a guy like Jason Poney, where he's coming in to fill in for the guy who was supposed to fight Ray Cooper, I feel like this is a tall task to ask for Jason Poney to come in and make an immediate effect on this tournament. So I'm just going to keep it short, and I say Ray Cooper wins this by first round knockout. He knows the format. He's the more experienced fighter in PFL, and he's gone to the finals twice, and he's going to look to make it a third time to the finals. So I got this with Ray Cooper III winning by first round knockout and picking up those 6 crucial points in the welterweight division matchup. So Ray Cooper III by first round knockout. And the main event of this PFL Week 2 card, I got a highly touted matchup between Rory MacDonald versus Curtis Millender in the welterweight division. In this main event, we had Curtis Millender, who was a late villain for Rory MacDonald's old opponent. But this makes for a better matchup, in my opinion, considering both guys are coming from Bellator. As you know, Rory MacDonald is known for his big-time matchup a few years ago against Robbie Lawler, where they left it out on the line. Even though he didn't pick up the win, that was his coming out party in the UFC, and where he eventually would leave for Bellator and win the Bellator welterweight title away from Lima, in which he would then lose it back to Lima, who then lost it to Rory MacDonald's other loss in the promotion, Gegard Mousasi. Whereas Curtis Millender was able to have a pretty decent feat in Bellator. He had fought 2 or 3 fights before leaving Bellator and getting an opportunity to go to the PFL as a replacement. Millender's best path to victory in this is to use his takedown offense and wear out Rory MacDonald and try and win by unanimous decision, because I don't feel like he's going to be able to knock out Rory MacDonald. Rory MacDonald has one of the best chins in the sport, as you know, by the fight that he had with Robbie Lawler. So he's going to want to get the fight down to the ground, get in the clinch, and just wear out Rory MacDonald as much as possible and not let this get to be a striking matchup, because that will favor Rory MacDonald. As you know, Rory MacDonald is a great striker, and he's going to want to stand up and trade. He's won several matchups by knockout. He has gone many times to decision in his career. The Red Kings come for the PFL welterweight crown, and I feel like in the long run, he's going to win this matchup, and I feel like he's going to win by unanimous decision. He's going to be able to take so many shots from Millender, and he's going to defend the takedown, and he's going to put a hurting on Millender in the stand-up game, where he's going to connect on a bunch of significant strikes, which is going to put him ahead in this judge's scoring card. And he's not going to pick up those 6 points, but he's going to pick up 3 points with the win, and he's going to win by unanimous decision. And then it's going to set him up for his second matchup, where I feel like he will be able to pick up a knockout or submission. But in this matchup, it's going to be two veterans going up against each other who know that they can't get knocked out. And I feel like unless MacDonald is able to catch Millender slipping, going for the takedown where he can connect with a great uppercut to knock Millender out, I feel like it's going to be a unanimous decision victory by Rory the Red King MacDonald. So in this matchup, I got Rory MacDonald winning by unanimous decision. That is our week 2 of PFL preview for you, headlined by Curtis Millender versus Rory the Red King MacDonald. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you think of these previews. Once again, this is Cage My IQ. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. This is Cage My IQ, the best place for MMA content. I'm your host, Daniel Bakley. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel to make sure so you don't miss any of our content that we're putting out for you, because we put out content almost every day for you in all 4 MMA sectors. So don't forget to follow us. Let us know what you think. And once again, we are supported by the Sports Box, which is a great group of guys. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to their YouTube channel. This week, we will be doing our NFL draft preview, and then we'll be covering the draft live. So check us out on all those platforms for the coverage. And once again, I am D-Bake. This was the PFL Week 2 preview, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for watching this episode of Cage My IQ on the Sports Box. Please remember to follow us on all of our social media outlets. On Facebook at Sportsbox Show, Twitter at Sportsbox Show, Instagram at The Sportsbox Show. Find us on YouTube and join Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And also our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 free points. Thank you for joining us.